All right, Bourbon Quest. Ready or not, here I come. Bourbon Steve. December's gonna be the death of me. I mean, we did the Advent calendar. Now we're on our third flight of 5 to figure out Bourbon Quest's whiskey of the year. It's hell week at work. I mean, if you tuned in yesterday, I did a 12-hour shift, another 12-hour shift from open to close. Luckily, I'm morning only tomorrow. Thank God. I'm about worn the fuck out. Alright, but at least I get to come home to freaking 5 fantastic bottles to see who moves on. So, we're going to jump right in, Bourbon Quest. So, again, real quick, we're not going to spend a lot of detail on this. Your 5 bottles tonight is starting off with Maker's Mark Wood Finishing Series FAE01, because it beat out FAE02. We have, oh yeah, Colonel Taylor. Barrel Proof. Nice. We have, another single barrel strength, Old Forester single barrel strength. Woohoo! Bringing the heat tonight. And then we got a low proof, which is freaking fantastic, and I'll be interested to see how this holds up with some of these higher proof hitters. This will be definitely the lowest of the 5 tonight, but none other than Remus Repeal, batch 5. And then an outlier, because Booker's is not that good this year. I mean, if you go back and watch I just recently, like within the last week, did all 4 batches of Booker's. This was the only one that was semi-decent, and that's 2021-02 Tagalong. So, let's see what happens, Bourbon Quest. As always, stay hydrated, my friends. Alright, so we'll be taking some notes. Blah, blah, blah. And we're a little out of sorts. It's flight 3. So bear with me, I forgot to write these down earlier. Flight 3. We got, we have Makers. We have, and they're all mixed up, but we have Colonel Taylor Barrel. We have Old Forester Barrel Strength. We have Remus Repeal Batch. And we have Booker's Tagalong. Alright. Now that we got that administrative duty out of the way, let's get into the whiskey. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Alright, so off the cuff, and I'm familiar with all these, so but that is, it's fruit forward, spice. I mean, you definitely get the ethanol on it, but cherry, orange, vanilla. I mean, it's really fruit forward, but nice. I mean, and spice. I mean, you get that ethanol in the nose. Very inviting on the nose. All right, cheers, Bourbon Quest. Yeah. It's again, it's fruit forward on the palate. Nice hug. You definitely get the burn with the ethanol, but not overly so. It's not overpowering. It's just right. Fruit and spice. That's delicious. I have a feeling that this is going to be another tough flight to judge because the outlier might be the Bookers, but we'll see. Alright, stay hydrated. We're going to try and move through these fairly quickly. Again, these glasses are not behind the bottles. I mean, they're all mixed up. Oh. Man, that is... Again, it's sweet, vanilla, caramel. I mean, you get the proof on it, but I think I know what this one is too, and it's subtle. Now it's coming through a little bit more. Alright, cheers, Bourbon Quest. Man, so sweet on the palate. Just vanilla, caramel, toffee, butterscotch. It's freaking delicious. Man, these are tough. I mean, because they're different. They have their own uniqueness. The other one was a little bit more spicier and heavier, but this one is so sweet and delicious, totally crushable. But you feel that hug and the mouthfeel. It's delicious. So I think some of this is going to get back to whatever fits my flavor profile. So right now, I think number 2 is better than number 1. Oh my God. Man, it's higher on the ethanol, but sweet. It's more like molasses and bacon. Man, that's delicious. I mean, this is like a breakfast whiskey with molasses, more spice. Get that ethanol, but I'll see you on the palate. Oh yeah. I thought I knew what the second one was, but now I'm thinking the third one is what I thought the second one was. Man, they're all freaking fantastic. Again, this is going to be very tough. Which, hey, that's what you expect here at Bourbon Quest. I'm going to bring you the best of the best that I can. But that's delicious. These are going to be tough. Alright, so right now, the third one's the best, followed by second and third. So let's see what happens. Alright. Well, this is, don't get near the ethanol on this one as the first 3. But it is, oh my gosh. It's like, it is so sweet forward. I mean, with vanilla, caramel, toffee, butterscotch. This is another. I haven't tasted the palate yet, but the nose is freaking beautiful. Probably the best nose out of all these, just because you get more of the flavor on the nose, because I think it's a lower proof than the other 3, and so it's not the aromas are coming through on the nose and not being overpowered by the alcohol. The nose is freaking this is number 1 on the nose so far for sure. Alright, which nose is fantastic. These are going to be tough. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Mm. I mean, those same sweet flavors are coming through but I mean, the blah, blah, blah. Anyways, the sweetness is coming through on the palate. Definitely lower proof than the other three, on my opinion. But I mean, totally crushable bottle. Um, Less complexity on the palate though, but what is there is so sweet and delicious, but not near the mouthfeel, the viscosity, or the hug. But the flavors and the aroma are freaking fantastic. All right, so we're still gonna go 3, 2, and then these are gonna be up in the air right now. Hopefully, this one's not as good because I'm having a hard time discerning between these because they're all different. They offer their own, uniqueness. So it's going to be about what your profile is, what you're looking for, what your mood is, whether you took a good dump beforehand. I mean, all kinds of things factor in. All right, let's go to number 5. Again, to get more ethanol, but I mean the number one note on this is caramel and butterscotch. This is hard. I mean, there's nothing bad about any of these so far. All right, cheers, Bourbon Quest. It's like sweet molasses with a hug. Oh, this is tough. These are all fantastic. I mean, I'm going to say thumbs up on all of these right now because man. All right. I think number 1 and number 2 are a foregone conclusion. It's about picking out the third one for honorable mention, but just to make sure, I think number 1 is the third bottle. And again, but when I say the third glass, because these are all mixed up, it's just because I'm drinking behind Old Forester doesn't mean it's Old Forester. All right. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting drunk. All right. Now we gotta discern between these three because I think that's hands down 1 and 2. All right, let's start with this one. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. All right, to the next one. Oh, that is so sweet. Ooh, I like that a lot. And now I got much more heavier spice on this than when I did the first 2 sips. That's delicious, but very spice forward. Man, the spice is coming through on that, like black pepper and. All right, that beats out that one. Again, so sweet and fruit forward, delicious. All right. So, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. I mean, they're all freaking fantastic, but at the end of the day, you got to make a decision. I made my decision. Now let's reveal the decision. We'll call this flight number 3. The decision. Freaking all of them. Thumbs up on all these. So, FAA 1, Colonel Taylor barrel proof, Old Forester barrel strength, Remus 5, Tagalong. Nothing negative about any of these. It's just a matter of, working a 12-hour day, my mood, how big of a dump I took. I mean, I don't know. Alright. Time for the results. So, dun 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 dun. Oh, so sad. Finishing in last place is Makers FAE01. I love this bottle. But like I said, they're all freaking fantastic. Makers, you're gone. Disappointing. Well, maybe not really, because, I mean, all the other 4 are freaking... Listen, don't get me wrong. If you get a chance to get this FAE for under $100, please do so, because it's delicious. Oh, really? Oh, I mean, I say all, but I'm also kind of, I'm really surprised. The 2 bottles I thought that would not make it, well, at least one of them was going to make it, the other one's going to be honorable mention, so it'll probably make it, but I love this bottle, so I'm really torn that it came in 4th. But 4th is Old Forester. Man. And that's a delicious thing. I mean, if you get an Old Forester single barrel strength, I mean, freaking fantastic, my friend. Alright. These 2 outliers beat out the Old Forester and the FAA 1. I'm blown away. Alright. So, third is Booker's. So your honorable mention. Well, I mean, wow. I can't believe that the Bookers beat out the Old Forester. That's probably the biggest shocker. And the other shocker is that Remus batch. Don't get me wrong. I mean, buy this bottle. I mean, if you can buy a case, because it's freaking delicious. It's just, whatever, 100 proof. Yeah, 100 proof. And but my whole thing about that, I mean, I'm a high proof guy. Not everybody is, and I get that. That's fine. But so whenever you can get I mean, it's not low proof. It's still 100 proof. But I mean, I would consider high proof 110 and above. And for it to knock out these at 100 proof, or when it's 100 proof, and these are what, 127.9, call it 128, 132.6, and even 110.6. So for a 100 proof, bourbon to knock out these guys, because it's freaking fantastic. I mean, what are you gonna do? All right, so I'm gonna win. Before I reveal the results, while this is freaking fantastic and you should buy as many as you can, there's no way it beats Colonel Taylor Barrel Proof. If it does, then my channel's gonna be deleted. Please don't tell me you beat Colonel Taylor. Alright. What the fuck? What was D? Oh yeah. A, B, C, D. So yeah, Remus, and then the winner is Colonel Taylor. So, not surprised. Colonel Taylor. This one I am surprised about. I mean, congratulations, MGP. Am I still recording? Yeah. You beat out some heavy hitters. So, Colonel Taylor, Remus Repeal batch, and I think the biggest shocker of all, I'm not surprised that maybe this didn't win out, the makers, but what I'm surprised about is that the Bookers beat out Old Forester. I am surprised about that, for sure. So, let's wrap this up. So we got my highlighter. So obviously, Colonel Taylor Barrel Proof is going through. I mean, honestly, well, surprisingly, but not surprisingly, that Remus Repeal batch 5 is going through, and that's a totally crushable bottle. It's just that, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's 100 proof, so that's why I'm surprised that it was able to be an Old Forester. I mean, even it beat out the Bookers, and my biggest disappointment is in the Maker's FEO1. I mean, in my opinion, it's better than the FEO2. I thought it would do a little better than it did. Listen, all 5 of these are a buy and delicious, but we're going for the best. So we got Colonel Taylor, we got Remus, and surprisingly, the biggest surprise is probably the Bookers, to be honest with you. Granted, when I did my Bookers video, it was the best of the 4, but at the same time, I didn't think it was extraordinary on the front. Let's try it again. I mean, it's still moving on, whatever comes out of this, but so I guess my biggest disappointment is I was hoping that Old Forester would move on. It didn't. I was interested to see how this one did, the Maker's FEA1, and again, don't pass on these. But obviously, if these 5 are in front of you, and you can only buy 3 of the 5, buy those 3. But alright, I'm a little drunk. I had a 12-hour shift and gotta be back in the morning. So that wraps it up. So, yeah, those are the results. First, well, it doesn't matter. They all move on, but I will still tell you. First place, Colonel Taylor, barrel proof. Second, the biggest surprise, I think, based upon its proof point and everything, is the Remus Repeal Batch 5. And these are both 2 surprises, to be honest with you, because I wasn't blown away by Booker's. But Booker's, Tagalong, and then really kind of disappointed these 2 didn't move on, but at the same time, Baum, the Old Forester single barrel, and the Maker's FE01, with you're probably not going to be able to get at this point. That came out like in March. Alright, well, that wraps it up. I had another long day. I'm a little drunk, but I've enjoyed spending my time with you, and I'm just as interested to see how these play out for the top 10 bourbons of the year as I'm sure you are. But as I am drunk and fucked up, I just want to say, smash that like button. Please subscribe. We're approaching 300 subscribers. When we get to 500, we're getting a cat on the show to be the mascot, named Q. But anyways, like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, and feel free to leave any comments that you like. Alright. 2022, please do me a favor and be awesome, because your 2 previous brothers have been freaking shit shows. Alright, I'm signing off. But before I do, I want to close with stay hydrated, my friends. And as always, my wish for you is that all your bourbon quest dreams come true. Thank God I'm only a morning shift and not a double tomorrow, because y'all are killing me. Love you. Peace out. We'll be back tomorrow for shenanigans. Ha ha! That's a wrap. I'm at it. Ugh.